Welcome to spring sports in Minnesota. Boys lacrosse action here from the Northwest Suburban Conference at Maple Grove High School. It is the Elk River Elks and the Maple Grove Crimson in a blizzard here at Crimson Stadium. Hi, I'm Jay Wilcox along with Dan Ficken. Dan, I don't know whether to laugh or cry out here. It's crazy. They're going to try to play this one. No guarantees that they'll get through it, but they're going to give it a go here.
Well, I guess it's just an element of frustration here. We've been fighting this thing for 3 weeks now, and it's awful frustrating. These kids just want to get out and play, so I think they're going to give in to the kids and let them take a shot at it.
Maple Grove last year beating Elk River twice. The regular season meeting was not close. They met in the playoffs. That was a little bit closer. Elk River, a team that they feel has been building. They said solid defensively. Their scoring punches where they might be looking for some things this year.
They lost their top 3 scorers, and their top scorer coming back only had 5 points last year. So they need to build on that. So attack is a question. Now, they have improved defensively. They've built a great youth program. They've already got down to 3rd grade already. So in the next few years, you're going to see Elk River build up. This is the first year where they're stepping up. They're young. He's brought in some of this new young talent, and Coach Tom's pretty excited about what he's got so far. He's anxious to see what they look like.
And for Maple Grove, Gig Wilson and crew have done pretty well the last couple seasons. They got to the section semifinals a year ago, losing out to Minnetonka. Things have changed this year. More sections. We have 8 instead of 4, meaning the path to state is going to be not quite as overwhelming for teams like Maple Grove.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, it's exciting. This sport is growing like mad in both the boys and the girls. And the Grove, I'll tell you what, they've built a really good program. They've got a solid one. 300 kids in youth underneath it. They've lost a few of their scores, but they got their big guy coming back, David Corazala, who is just an amazing little player. He had 56 points last year. If he can continue what he does, and a few of the guys, like 3 or 4 of them, can pick it up scoring, they should be right back in the thick of things. They were 6-3 in the conference. They're looking to be a little bit better this year, with Armstrong and Blaine being the top dogs so far, but Maple Grove could be right in the mix this year.
All right, we'll try and get this one in, and bear with us with this great snowy weather we've got going on here. The teams are going to give the field a try and make sure that they feel they can play safely, and if not, then the game may end up being called off. North Suburban Boys Lacrosse, it's coming up next year on 12 Sports.
Thanks.
And we are just underway here at Maple Grove. Maple Grove in white, Elk River in red, and the Crimson pressing the attack right away. And that shot just missing there off the David Corazala attempt there. He's the guy to watch, number 2 for the Crimson. You're on our channel there, I think. Elks controlling here, and here's the shot whistle just wide from Kyle Badger, number 7 for Elk River.
Badger's one of the guys, Jay, has to step up for the Elk River Elks now, and they're looking for him to have a big year. It's good to see he got a good shot. He moved nicely into the middle, came back with a right-handed shot, just missed the net.
Maple Grove numbers pretty easy to see out here. Elk River, not quite so much. The black on red in the snowstorm, we'll do our best with that. Badger working with it out left side here, swings it out high. Pop free here and off the ground ball. Maple Grove heading back the other way with it here. Nate Uherka carrying it hard up the right side. Jesse Bullinger with it, swings it around. footing certainly will be an issue, but I wonder if I have to think vision might be a little bit of an issue here too, Dan, with that snow blowing straight at people.
Well, and the other problem too, they're going to pick up snow along with the ball in their basket, and when they throw the ball, some snow's going to come at them too, so they're going to have to discern where the ball is. I think you're going to see a lot more dodging here, Jay, and passes open only when they've held the ball for a little bit here.
Corazala shot, you see that ball dying in the snow when it went behind the net there. Dan got the feeling in talking with Maple Grove, they were looking to play this one. They wanted to play so badly, but Thomas Haugen, the Elk River coach, I think had some doubts about field conditions here, and I can't say I blame him.
Well, you know, like I said too, Jay, two problems. First of all, you can't see, and that ball is hard. If it's coming at you hard, it could hit you in the wrong spot and hurt you. And number two is just footing. I mean, you're going to give, and this is a game of cutting and moving, so that's going to slow it down a little bit, and as they try to pick it up, they might go down.
Jack Wilson moving it in behind now for Bullinger. Bullinger bringing it out front. Back for Wilson. Spins and denied. Fine save in goal there. Yeah, I have to think it'll be a bit of a tough night for goalies here as well, with particularly when you're at the end where the wind is blowing that snow right at you, which is the case for Elk River right now.
Well, Jake Brenderson, their goalie, is a good goalie. He had a good year last year. Really held him in a lot of games. He saw a lot of shots. But the closer in you get, the easier it's going to be for him to see the ball. They might want to take some shots about 20 feet out. Just ring them if they can get an opening there and see if the goalie can lose them in the background of the snow.
Ben Schreifel's swinging it over there. Walden had it, lost it.
We're not going to see many balls going out of bounds today, that's for dang sure.
Now they've done their best to shovel the lines, too. Now here's an opportunity out front, and there's a nice stop made by Brenneson on the Schreifel's attempt for Maple Grove. Elk River looking to counterattack a little bit. Quickly taken, though. Jake Wilson sending it ahead. Corazala's alone, and he scores. David Corazala, the first of what will probably be quite a few goals this season for him. And he puts Maple Grove ahead here 1-0.
He had 48 goals last year and 8 assists. He definitely can find the back of the net. You always want to know where number 2 is back there and tied it up. So far, Elk River's played some pretty good defense. I don't know if it was the weather stuff that's holding Maple Grove back, but they'll get used to it. But they thought they were better defensively this year. You know, with all the snow and stuff, you can actually see the lacrosse field a little bit better based on, rather than being overlaid on a football field. You can see the attack boxes. You can see the midline stripe really well, and the out of bounds to see the difference between them.
That's a good silver lining to find here, Dan. I like it.
Well, I'm trying to find something. I'm still trying to thaw out after that pregame.
I thought somebody threw a snowball in my ear, but it was really just blowing in there sideways. All right, taken here immediately by Sam Barker. Barker has to retreat and scoop it up here and gets control back. Maple Grove connecting on passes, fairly well considering the conditions here in the early going. Pat Mordhorst controlling now.
They certainly don't. The passes don't have the zip on. Here we go with a nice dodge coming in the middle. Corazala.
Jabbed away from him, recovered though by Mordhorst here for the Crimson. They have controlled things in the early going here. Ben Schreifels swings it around to Corazala, and then they'll come deep now to Bullinger.
Elk River playing a stand-up man-to-man. They're not attacking the X-Man, who's the guy behind the net. They're kind of let him play, but they're bringing it around nicely out front. They're probably going to set up a dodge here now.
Wilson, you see the footing a little precarious as he had to kind of slow down on that move. Now to the middle, and a nice save there as Schreifel's got away a shot. But so far, it really looks like Brennison's seeing the ball decent here in the early going.
Yeah, he zoned in on it, and then last year he ended up with a .572 save percentage. Now, we're used to hockey, and in lacrosse, if you're above a 60%, you're doing really well. Well, he's pretty close. So he's been good. He's had a lot of experience. Like I said, past couple of years, with a 1-8 record in the conference, they've thrown a lot of balls at him. And if he can hold up tight, they could get better real fast.
From behind the net, they'll look to attack it here. Joseph Doman putting it out front. Corazala turned away here. Now comes back the other way. Brennison making the save there. Man gains control. Straight up the gut to Tanner Strauss, and down he goes, but play ahead here for the Elks, and
so we're going to have an elbowing penalty here. I can't see. Looked like 3-0. He signaled, but
I think he said 38, so Doman
38,
will get it, yeah.
That should be a minute penalty, so Crimson will be down for a minute. And the ball was already in the Crimson zone, so that helps the Elk River Elks quite a bit here. They get set up. Let's see if they get their power play going.
We're nearing the halfway point through this first quarter. Maple Grove leading it by a score of 1-0. Yes, it is April, late April in fact, and we are playing lacrosse in a blizzard. Elks trying to get one of their first real offensive attacks going here. And there's a shot. That one rings off the goalpost.
Nice setup to the weak side, Jay. They brought it up top, brought it back around, and got it, found a man down low. Crimson were pretty lazy on their defense there.
Got a call coming here against the Crimson.
Yeah, it was a push without possession. That's just a quick change of possession. Maple Grove had it. They got it because of the push. Then Elk River gets it back and resume play again.
They interchange here and now come behind. Pass a little off target, and Maple Grove looking to quickly counter, and they'll do so here with John Dreyer. Lost it as he crossed the midfield. And Elk River back to the attack here. Underneath all that snow, of course, we do have artificial turf, which means the footing won't be as bad, I would guess, as it might be otherwise, but still, no surface is perfect in this kind of weather.
Okay, there's a man in the crease for the Elks there, so possession goes to Maple Grove. Halfway up the field, automatic, so they get a free possession here as they go back on the attack.
Corazala controlling it out on the left side here for Maple Grove.
Oh my, that's a changeover because they did not get the ball into the attack zone. You see that box that's outlined there, Jerry? Jay, you got 10 seconds to get in there, and they just didn't. Corazala forgot that he needed to step in there and then step back out, get that time off, and that's a change of possession penalty.
Here they dig for it in the snow. Dreyer finally getting control here from Maple Grove, takes a check, or make that Reese Poppy 34 rather than 24, and now behind to Bullinger. Maple Grove calling out a set here as Corazala works behind. Puts it across, and a goal. Great pass over to Jesse Bullinger, and he puts it away, and Maple Grove goes up now by a 2-0 count.
Had a 2-3-1 setup formation, got for Corazala down low on the left-hand side, brought him around, set a pick, and the defense for the Elks didn't switch off and gave him a spot in front. The center D came back, got to Corazala, but Corazala saw the backside attack man on the far side wide open. Just a beautiful pass, and he buried it. Not much that Jake Brennison could do for the Elk River Elks there as Crimson take a 2-0 lead. But a beautiful setup, nice way to run a pick play here, Jay. Perfect example. So what do you think we'll get on ESPN here? This ought to be a unique kind of setting for them to show in their highlight show.
I have to admit, being new to lacrosse, I wasn't sure, what is the threshold. I mean, a football game, a soccer game would probably be played in this. Baseball, softball, the other spring sports, no way. So
the only thing that'll actually, two things will stop a lacrosse game: lightning, just like in soccer, and then really bad field conditions.
Which is open to interpretation whether this meets that right now.
The interpretation is the effective injury. How easy would it be for a player to get hurt?
Here's Corzala on the move now for Maple Grove. Working his way out and then behind the net here. Poppy sends it around looking for Bullinger. He can't find it in the snow there. And Elk River looking to counter here. Broken up. Mordhorst working it the other way now for Maple Grove. Down low, and that one didn't quite connect. And Brennison will come out and scoop it up. Elk River pushing it back here. Not for long, though. Nice takeaway. Jonathan Horton on the move for Maple Grove.
Good switch by the Crimsons. One of their long sticks went up. No offside on the play. Somebody stayed back. Good heads-up play.
Wilson controlling here, 22 in white. And again, as I stated earlier, Maple Grove numbers are no problem to see from up here. The Elk River, the black on red, very tough. So apologize, but there's no way we're going to give you nearly as many Elk River names throughout the night as we can see the Maple Grove guys a lot better. Here's the shot, and that one going wide. Got a flag flying too. Got a slashing penalty coming up here.
1 minute penalty, I think, on number 7 for Maple Grove. Nordhorst. And that's a 1 minute penalty, so Crimson will be down one man. Usually you can tell by the penalized player kneeling down. Well, they're not going to make him kneel down in the snow, Jay. But 7 is the one with the penalty on him.
We're going to have a timeout here, it looks like.
Yeah.
Interesting to see, Dan, as we said, they were going to give this a try and see if they could get all the way through it. To a certain extent, you might say, well, it's not going to get any worse than it is. The one thing that might be happening, though, is snow piling up on the field.
Yeah. Although looking at it, though, the way they've been tromping it down, both sides of the field look pretty good. What I was worried about, maybe one team dominating, getting one into the field, tromp down pretty good, and the other one just starting to build up. Give a disadvantage, but
guys are doing a pretty good job with those shovels out there too. They're not just taking it slow out there. They're moving around pretty good.
Well, from talking like we were talking, we're talking to Coach Wilson for the Maple Grove Crimson. They really wanted to get this game in. Like I said, Elk River wasn't too sure, but you know, you kind of want to get it going, especially if you think you got a pretty good team. You want to get some points on the board right off the bat, because next week or two they're going to have a lot of games against some of the top contenders here in the Northwest Suburban Conference, and they think they can get her done this year.
Yeah, the number of rescheduled things already has just been incredible. Well, basically, virtually everything has had to be rescheduled. Lacrosse, maybe not quite as much, because their season starting a little bit later. They maybe didn't have as many things scratched out as some of the other spring teams, but it's still been a pain for all these guys too.
Pretty much every team's had about 2 scrimmages canceled, and usually about 1 game. I think only 5 games have been played in the entire state, Jay, boys, high school lacrosse.
Bullinger with it, sends it over to Schreifels. Quick return. Wilson looking for an opening. He'll swing it back out. Back around they come, Bullinger. Down to the side of the goal, and chasing it down in the snow. There again is a case where, you know, that ball might have gone out under different circumstances, but Wilson able to get to it rather easily. Trying to skip a low shot through, and that one's going to get all the way through. Maple Grove will get it if they can find it in the snow, and they do.
And Jay, I made a mistake here. Elk Rivers actually got the penalty on them. And now the player's released, so the penalty now is over.
Wilson.
Elk River goes back to a man-to-man defense, trying to cover everybody up.
They did a solid job of keeping their shape there.
They
Maple
really
Grove, you know, moved the ball, but not really any open looks. Wilson trying to dodge a little bit here, but well defended. Now the flag flies.
Yeah, now Maple Grove's been warned. They got to keep the ball inside that box area. Now, if they take it out, it's a change of possession. That's what the flag's all about.
Corazala coming to goal here, but Brennison makes the stop.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was a penalty. Looks like a slash on Elk River.
Dolman now giving it to Wilson. Bringing it out to the top here to Schreifels, and Wilson taking it again. Wilson gives it around, and
there we go.
Get it in, and Bullinger had that one denied. Fights hard to try and get it back. And Wilson will get control here.
Gets it back in the box now to get the count back, set back to 0.
And the quarter is going to come to an end here before they can get another attempt on net here. So we have played one quarter at least through battling through the snow. Maple Grove leading it 2-0 after one quarter. We'll be back with quarter number 2 here on 12 Sports.
This isn't Madison Square Garden. These drills probably won't make anyone a #1 draft pick. But these players are practicing for something important. While they work on their jump shots, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, how to deal with wins and losses. Skills that will make them winners long after they leave the court. Support high school activities in your community, because when kids take part, they get set for life.
Channel 12's Community Corner puts the spotlight on your corner of the northwest suburbs.
We want to talk about some things happening around the city of Maple Grove.
New Hope's rinks are officially open.
This is the spot for the Golden Valley Rotary Club.
The City Council worked really hard not to have a tax increase.
You can instantly upgrade your wardrobe with a few simple accessories.
We're in Golden Valley today doing a little recycling.
Rediscover your corner of the northwest suburbs every day on Channel 12's Community Corner.
And welcome back to Maple Grove. And after one quarter, they've decided that it's just not going to be good enough field condition to continue playing it here. So, Dan, Maple Grove, we got to see one quarter of them in action. They got a couple goals on the board, and obviously a tough night. It is a tough call. I think going into the game, knowing that you're probably not going to get through it, maybe it isn't the best idea to start it, but that's not our call to make.
No, but the kids got a little chance to play against some outside competition, which they haven't had either team, and the coaches got a little idea of what they got. I thought Elk River played some pretty good defense compared to this is a high-powered Crimson team. They've averaged 10 goals a game for the season, couple seasons now, and they were held to just, I think, 2 in that first quarter. So Elk River did a good job. Got their legs stretched out a little bit, but I think it was a wise decision to call it now anyway before somebody really got hurt, and it could be because this snow is just piling up.
So we did not play long enough to make it an official game, so they'll have to presumably reschedule and play again another time here. But so 2-0 Maple Grove, not an official game here. We get one quarter in, and that's it here in the blizzard. We thank our crew for being out here in the elements here tonight. Wow, what a tough go of things. And for Dan Ficken and all of the rest of our 12 Sports crew, I'm Jay Wilcox, and so long from Maple Grove.